Hello guys and welcome to another interesting episode of Madrid My DNA, the home of everything Madridistas, as we discuss you through Real Madrid's latest and important update. Kickstarting with today's agenda, the Real Madrid staff has acknowledged that the change in role versus Manchester City hurt Jude Bellingham's performance against the English side. We are going to be discussing you detailedly on that in this episode as we progress, and then shortly after that we are going to be turning our attention to the next agenda as reports have emerged to claim that Paris Saint-Germain and former Real Madrid star Marco Asensio fancies a return to the Santiago Bernabeu. We are going to also be talking you through that on this episode as we progress, so please stay tuned right up to the end. Do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification bells so you do not miss on our daily Real Madrid update. Real Madrid midfielder Jude Bellingham has been a victim of his own doings. Upon his arrival from Borussia Dortmund, in a record deal, the English midfielder set a standard so high that no one else could match. This is why his performance against Manchester City in the UEFA Champions League quarter-final raised questions, prompting everyone to believe that he might be observing a dip in form. Against the defending champions, Bellingham just could not link up with either Vinicius or Rodrigo, a sign that continues to worry the Real Madrid faithful. Now, Bellingham's performance may not have been his absolute best, but he certainly excelled in carrying out the gritty task assigned to him by the manager. It was acknowledged that he was the player most affected by the change in tactical strategy, with Rodrigo taking on the leading role in the attacking play. We wanted to keep Rodrigo on the left because his form has been better than Bellingham's, and that penalized Jude. One coaching staff source was quoted by The Athletics. Normally, it is usually the other way around, where Rodrigo has to sacrifice more for the team, he added. Real Madrid were always expected to be a little defensive against Manchester City, even though Pep Guardiola was meeting some of his first-team regulars. Now Real Madrid are accustomed to controlling the game, often facing teams that adopt defensive tactics against them. However, in the match against Manchester City, Madrid only had 39% of the ball possession. This limited Bellingham's ability to connect with Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, a partnership he has excelled in this season. Additionally, it also hindered his chances to make impactful runs into the box, which have been a key part of his success. However, speaking after the game, Ancelotti assured that although Bellingham was not on the score sheet, he did exactly what he was told to do. He didn't score, but we scored 3 goals. The work up front was very good. Vinicius, Bellingham and Federico Valverde have done a fantastic defensive job, and that has allowed us to have more control, said the manager after the game. Now the two teams are set to face each other again on Wednesday night in a game in which all is there to play for. Real Madrid, on the other hand, have never won a game at the Etihad Stadium, but if they do want to make it out of this season's quarterfinals into the semi-finals, they will have to break that record, as they will have to beat Manchester City in their very own backyard. Now it is left to be seen how Jude Bellingham and co carries themselves at the Etihad, where all the odds are going to be against them, including the fans' popularity, which the majority, of course, is going to be Manchester City fans. So let us see how Real Madrid handles this pressure on Wednesday night. So having discussed and concluded with that, we are going to quickly turn our attention to the next agenda of the day, as Paris Saint-Germain forward wants to return to Real Madrid, report state. A sensational report from Defensor Central has affirmed that Paris Saint-Germain Forward Marcos Asensio has started to regret his decision of leaving Real Madrid and he now wants to return as soon as possible. The report highlights Asensio's struggle during Paris Saint-Germain's loss to Barcelona in the Champions League quarter-finals, where he failed to shine and was substituted by Luis Enrique at halftime. Now, those close to him believe that leaving Real Madrid was a misstep and they are now contemplating a potential return. It must be noted that Asensio, 28 years of age, is not having the best season at Paris Saint-Germain, having started just 9 league games for the team this season across his 23 games in all competitions. He has returned with 5 goals and as many assists, while at a top glance, it won't look like Asensio is doing worse, but his form has been in patches, coupled with the troubles he faced through injuries. During the Barcelona match at home, while some players thrived, others faltered, and Asensio fell into the latter category, starting for Luis Enrique's team but failing to make an impact despite being deployed as a false nine. His performance was lackluster, prompting his substitution at halftime with Paris Saint-Germain trailing 1-0 against Barcelona. The substitution, introducing 21 years old Bradley Barcola, initially seemed promising for Paris Saint-Germain as they managed to equalize. However, they ultimately lost the crucial match. Interestingly, Asensio's underwhelming display opened the door for Ferran Torres to stake his claim in the Spanish national team for the upcoming UEFA Euros in Germany starting on June 14th. Considering all these reasons, there is a growing sense of belief within the players' circle that leaving Real Madrid was a mistake, and they are now contemplating a return to the club. On the other hand, whether Real Madrid will consider his services once again is a big doubt, considering that the Merengues robbed in their star man Brahim Diaz, who was sent on loan to AC Milan. After Asensio left, the star returned to Real Madrid and is doing marvelously well. Brahim Diaz has set standards for himself, which has prompted the Merengue fans to even forget a player of Asensio caliber won't exist at the club. So having said that, it is highly unlikely that Real Madrid are going to consider bringing him back to the club, not only due to his performances which have been below average, but due to his age. Asensio is now 28 years old and isn't getting younger. Real Madrid, on the other hand, are stockpiled with attackers, not only attackers but young attackers at that. So Asensio returning to the club is more and more unlikely. So having discussed and concluded with that, we have come to the end of this interesting episode. Thanks for following us right up to the end. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification bells so you do not miss on our daily Real Madrid update. See you next time, and a very big Hala Madrid to us all.